Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to day 8 of the Eiffel Tower. At least I think it is day 8. My mind's slipping me, trust me. Yes, I think it is day 8. It could be 7 or 8. God forgive me. As you see, we have made it to the main level. We've got our main columns up. We've got the main level up. Got our trees deal. Got the plaza done. It's looking good. Looking real good. And that puts us to page 103 in book number 2, box number 2, and step number 230. Now it does call for bags number 29, bags 30. But if you are following along with me in the book and building along with me, then you will see that there's some piping going along. It looks like pipe or hose or something. And there are some bags that are included in the box that are not labeled. And these are not bags 29 or 30, but they're just individual bags with no numbers on there. And these are what's going to make up the archways in between the I guess the platform and the the metal legs of the statue. What I'm guessing. So, and there are hoses inside of these bags, and so inside of that they're calling for 8 hoses along with looks like some hooks and some hinge parts. So I'm going to go ahead and start with opening up bags 29 and 30 and get my parts separated like I always do on my trusty rubber mat. For those of you who are just joining me for the very first time, who might have tripped over my page and just maybe skipped to day 7 or 8, whatever we're on. I think we're on 8. This trusty little mat that I have here is something I found on the website called Temu, T-E-M-U. It's just about a ½ inch thick mat that someone designed to help separate your Lego parts. So when you are building, it makes it that much easier to help find your parts that much quicker. And I love it. Yes, it takes a few minutes to take your bags, whether they're plastic or paper. I think Lego now does paper bags to save on landfills, as we know that plastic is not biodegradable. So Lego has switched to paper to help with that. So I love this thing because it really helps separate all the parts of where they need to go. And they have 8 different squares on it. And so basically you just take all your parts and put them in a square, separate all the individual parts. And then when you're ready to use them, you can just grab them because they're all separated. And then I just keep one of the squares off to the side here. As you'll see this one here, it's got mumble jumble points, parts over here, and that's just the leftover parts that Lego has deemed extra parts. And I just kind of keep myself a pile over there. So that's just what I do. So I want to thank everybody for joining me again tonight. Another beautiful day. It's going to turn nasty this coming weekend. Hopefully I can get this. I'm having trouble getting these videos uploaded. So if you're watching this and wondering, why the dates are all messed up as far as what I'm talking about here, like I'm saying there's a big storm coming this weekend, whatever, and you're like, well, what's this guy talking about? There's no storm, whatever. Well, I'm having trouble with YouTube. I'm recording this on a Galaxy tablet, and then I'm saving it to my computer, and then I'm trying to upload it to YouTube to get it to play for you. And when I go to upload it to YouTube, it gets about 80 or 90% downloaded or uploaded, whatever you want to call it, to YouTube, and then it stops and it won't finish. So I'm trying to work on it to get it get all the videos uploaded to YouTube there and get it working. So once I do get it working and you finally get to this point and you hear that, oh, there's a big storm coming, well, I live in the upper Midwest, and they're calling for, well, this morning it was roughly a foot of snow. God forbid, it's the middle of March, and a foot of snow is never nice to us. But like I tell people, it's funny, you know, when I was growing up as a kid, it was, you know, we got a foot of snow in November, and, you know, October is when the weather used to change. You know, Halloween was, that's when we could count on winter changing. It was always cold at Halloween. Halloween night, it was always bundled up because it was going to be cold out. And then you got snow in November and always had a white Christmas in January, and then February it started kind of turning a little bit. And then March you got rain, and it was always the saying was out like the lions and in like the lambs, because it was March was the rain, and then April was spring and the grass would come up. You know, out like a lion was the thunderstorms and the heavy rains and all that, and April was the calming and the springtime, and the grass would come up and the flowers would bloom, and then you have the May, and now with all this weather modification that's going on in the world and climate change that they call it, and now it snows in May and even part of April, and then it rains at the end of April and in most of May, and then your sun comes out in June, and then it hotter and blue blazes in July, August, and even September, and before you know it, it's winter again in October. It's like you barely get any summertime. It's crazy. So, all right, on to page 103, step number 230. They want us to find 8 pieces here. I'm going to just take one bag and look in here and see what we got. Just kind of rip her open and see what's going on here. See if they're long, short, whatever. Looks like we've got a little bit of everything. A little bit of long ones, a little bit of short ones. And it looks like, well, they don't have any measurement on here. I'm not sure what they're doing, because I've got short ones in the bag and I've got some long ones here. I got 4 long ones and I've got 2, 4, 5 short ones. So maybe if I open both bags, I'll have 8 long ones. It asked for 8, so let's see what we get here. There we go. So let's see what we get. Okay. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we got 8 long ones, and we got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and we got 10 short ones. So I'm guessing that we're going to go with the short ones. I mean, excuse me, we're going to go with the long ones because we have 8 of them. And it's asking us to put a hinge on the bottom of them. So we'll put a hinge on the bottom on each one of the 8. They're not going on real easy, but they go on. So Just kind of twist them on, or however you want to get them on there. Best you can, I guess. I am finding that these legs, or whatever you want to call them, I guess the tower, are very delicate. They're only sitting in here with a hinge point. You know, they just kind of pop in top and bottom, but you don't need to move them. Don't, because they are very delicate, and try to move them around. And these little pieces up here at the top with the kind of the plus signs, or the helicopter rotor, whatever you want to call those things, they like to fall off real easy. And then when you're trying to put them back on, then they come unhinged and they're falling off, and yeah, it's not much fun. I spent a good 45 minutes trying to get it working. So let's see here. There's one more. But we'll get working on it tonight here, see how much we can get accomplished. So they want 8 hinges on the bottom, and then they want 8 clips kind of near the bottom, but they want them on the side of them. So it looks like just gonna clip. So if you can kind of see that. So we got a hinge on the bottom, and then they want a clip on the side. Something just like that on all 8 of them. So I'm just gonna pick those up. Just grab a clip and just pop them on and set them off to the side. And once I get all 8 of them on, then I'll go back and line them up. Right now I'm just going to clip them on roughly in the same spot. But once I get them all on, then I will line them all up in the same location, so I know that they're all in the same area, or the same spot, I guess you could say. Let's go back and pick them up now, and then just kind of got them pretty close. You know, if you look right there, you kind of spread it out a little bit. You can kind of see just by guessing, you got them all right in the same area. So that's pretty good. So that'll be step 230. And we'll go to 231 here. Well, actually we'll go to page 104. Kind of looking here, and just kind of what I'm talking about here. This is not going to be fun because we got to mess with these legs here, and I'm just trying to look at where we have to go at, and I think I know what we got to do. So yeah, let's see. So what we got to do here, there's a clip down here, or a hook down here, or whatever you want to call it. So we're going to clip in there at the bottom. And then there's see, and it comes right off if you're not careful. But, you got to slide down your little piece down there. There's a little deal sticking out, so you got to kind of line up your deal that you had just a minute ago that I told you to kind of line up. So you got to kind of bend these pipe around a little bit. So this is going to be kind of tricky. I'm going to highly suggest you take your time with this, because like I said earlier, things kind of fell apart on me when I was moving this around. You've got to kind of bend things and pop things in. And yeah, it's not going to be a fun step. This is very delicate here. Just take your time. You basically the pipe is not even working for me really. It's because the reason why I say it is because the piece down here is popping off. The hook is not staying on the pipe, and yeah, it's being very difficult here. It's almost like you got to kind of. It's almost like if you could kind of heat up the plastic without melting it, if you could. I mean, if there's a way to do that, if you're good with heat and not melting it, I would try that. But I would be very, very careful with it. Very careful. And if you're under 18, I wouldn't even try it. I would ask your parents for help because this is very, very delicate. You got to bend your hose here, and the hose needs to be softened without melting. And if the hose melts, you don't have another hose, so unless you would have to buy one. So it's just, yeah, this is not a good setup. So, yeah, this is a bad deal, Lego. If I had one complaint about this Eiffel Tower, this would be it. Because this is stupid. Pipes are too, yeah, you need to get something to kind of loosen them up or something to bend them. Let's see here. Let me see if this thing moves at all. It does move, okay. So that helps a little bit. Okay. So that's a good thing there. So this first piece down here where the hook is at, it ties into a little notch that the piece sticks on, and it does move up and down. It's not stuck in one place. So you can kind of move that up and down to help push that hose into. So that will help tremendously. So yeah, that will help you out a lot. So we'll just keep popping these in place and keep moving along. There we go. Now it'll go a little bit faster because now I can see what's going on here. Now, like the ones on the inside don't have a hose reel that I can see unless they forgot one. Huh, that's interesting. I'll have to look at that, see what's going on with that, because okay, that one over there. Is that one red? Yeah, I'm gonna go over there. This goes. Oh, some going on. Okay, I made a mistake. So, got to really watch also too, which I just found out, is where these hoses go, because I was putting them on certain spots and they don't actually go on that spot. So FYI, be sure to watch where they go. I have a poor habit of that, as we found out in previous videos I've made already on the Eiffel Tower. Just because it has a part on there doesn't mean that you use it. So let's see. Yes, yes, okay. So go like this. Turn that. No. And what did I knock off? Probably a light pole, I'm guessing. Yep, there it is. That's the other thing too, is the light poles and the trees are very, very loose. The slightest bump and they go flying. And if you don't see where they came from, well, good luck with that. Trying to figure out where they came from. Because they're hard to figure out sometimes where you'll eventually figure it out because you'll see the dot where something should be. And yeah, so you'll find it eventually, but it just takes some time. But like right now here, I just put this piece on and it popped right off, and then there goes the light pole, and yeah, it's just a fun time. Just part of the gig. And then my light pole popped off. So yeah, this will be an interesting evening, I'm sure, until these parts are done. So bear with me, I'm getting them. I got 2 on and 6 to go. So the pain and suffering won't last long. So bear with me, folks. Let's see, up there, raise it up a little bit. And oh, here we go. Light pole down. And see, like that. Okay, well, luckily I found it right away. You got to figure also is if a light pole or a tree goes flying, well, it's got to be close to where you were working at. So, well, I just broke the leg. It came apart. Figure out where that's at. Oh, let's see. That's together. I think it did, you know. That one's together. No, maybe not. No, okay, got lucky. It felt like it came apart, but it did not. Or did it? No. Yeah, I knew something fell. Yeah, this little piece here that fell off is one of the pieces that just loves to break. It's very hard to get out too, because once it falls, it's like it's a pain. It doesn't stay up there very, very easily, and it falls off real easy. I'll get it out here though. There we go. So it's a little box here, and it sits up here in the ceiling. And if it comes off, it's just, yeah, it's no fun. It gets the slightest little bump and it comes apart. This is one of these sets where you almost want to use super glue on it, but then that ruins the fun in case you ever want to take it apart and rebuild it, or take it apart and sell it, or whatever. If you plan on keeping the set for years to come and never take it apart, well then you might want to think about it. But if not, yeah, you decide what you want to do. But me personally, I'm going to keep it forever, but I didn't think it was going to be a hassle to, some of the parts staying together. So I didn't glue it, but I wish I would have, on knowing that some of the parts are falling apart now. I thought this would be more of a solid kit because most of the Lego stuff is solid, and I know we don't have a problem with it. But we're okay. So there we go. Okay, back in and back on the road. Okay, we got 3 left here. Should have 3. Well, we didn't. Let's see, we got 2 over there. Yeah, we got 3 left. Okay. Once you get these, let's see, once you get them down and how they go in there, then it's not so bad. But they do want to pop out right away. Let's see. Goes like that. Anyhow, getting back to the winter storm, I don't think I ever finished my story. We're supposed to get a big winter storm. It was supposed to be a foot of snow. And now I just looked at it before we came on the air tonight, and it's down to 8 inches with a little bit of ice. But then, turning around, it's supposed to be 62 degrees on Tuesday. And it's like, now where the hell did this come from? And it's like, and then it's supposed to stay in the 60s all week. It's like, give it 5 minutes, it'll change. I think that's the saying around here. It's just crazy. Yeah. Weird weather. And I think it was just the other night they had an EF3 tornado in Illinois with hail that was 6 inches in diameter, they said, breaking out car windshields for tornado spotters. And yeah, it was crazy. And then they had the one in Michigan and killed a bunch of people. I hardly ever heard of a tornado in Michigan. I'm sure they happen, but they're very rare. I mean, you're normally in Tornado Alley, but that's even expanding nowadays because of the climate change and weather modification and stuff. It's just nuts. So, okay, we got our pipes on there. They're all bending the way they're supposed to be. Let's move on. We're gonna build some stuff now. We're gonna page 105, step 231. We're gonna build 4 of these. It says here, and I forgot to open a bag of parts. Might be important. Dump those out here and get those spread out. Looks kind of important here. A bunch of ledges. I guess you call them, or shelves, or whatever. I don't know what you call them. Ledges, hinge plates. Bunch of that. I see that in here. There's hinge plates, and there's inverted shelves. So I don't know my Lego parts very well, but I better learn, I guess, if I'm going to open the store too. So it's one thing I've got going here behind me, which I've talked about this before. Like I said, if you join me, you just jumped to video 6 or video 8, and then just kind of jumped in. I've got me a Lego store of spare parts here. I'll be selling very shortly. I'm getting the parts all put away and getting my drawers labeled, and I'll be counting the parts here shortly. So we'll be giving a tour of that. I'll be having my niece on here shortly. She's been over a few days in a row now, trying to help me get set up and get going. I'll eventually have her on one of the videos here. Probably help me build the Eiffel Tower here near the end, so she can be on a video. Get her introduced, and we'll get going from there. So, all right, here we go. Put the book down here, and we'll get building. some plates, and looks like I have one and some tile here. And we're going to do this 4 times, so we're just going to do this. Since I got to do it 4 times, we're just going to go for it and just do all 4 of them at the same time. Try that so we don't have to go back and back and forth. And go from there. So 1, 2. So we start out with a 1x2 and then a 1x4 on a, let's see, it's a 2, 4, 6 again, on a 4x10 plate, kind of a dark stone gray. And we're going to do 4 of those. So we're doing dark stone gray, and then we start out 1x2 up here, 1x4, and then we're going to put on, it looks like a 1x8, and it's going to hang over here in just a second. I'll just go ahead and put that on there now. Going to be just like that. All right, and we're going to do that 4 times. So I'm doing 4 plates over here, kind of behind the tower, so it makes it kind of hard to see, but the book says to do it 4 times, so we'll get that done. And we're going to hook on 4 more plates. So when you're done with it, you're going to have like that. All right. And there we go. There's those 4. Okay, we're going to flip pages to 106. And step 234, and it looks like possibly another, and that was another 4x10 we're adding on, and we're going to add on another, let's see, 2, 4, 6, another 8, 1x8 here. No, it can't be an 8. Let's see, what did I do wrong here? 2. Oh, yeah, 2. Oh, excuse me. Now, not a 1x4, it's a 1x3, but 1x2, 1x3, and then it was a 2, 4. Yeah, then it was an 8. 2, 4, 6, 8, and then it wants a 2, 4. See, another 8. So 2, 4. We got 7 here. What the hell? Maybe I gotta go. Okay. 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, and then we got. Oh. I see what they did. They snuck one in on us. Sorry, guys. Between the 2 plates, so we have a 4x10, and then they wanted us to connect the other 4x10 over here, but what I didn't see, and I got too fast, is they want us to take a 1x4 and sneak it in between the 2. So they're going to put a 1x4 right between the 2, so they're going to put a 1x4 right here, which I didn't see. I'm going too fast again. And then put another 4x8 there. I'm going to do that 4 times. Say that 4 times fast, huh? No, not really. I'm just jiving with you. Okay. Now, my other problem is finding the other 1x4s. I must have them mixed up. Yeah, I do. Okay. I'm going to mix in with my tiles. Here they are. Okay. Now say, wait a minute, are they playing games with me or what? Because the count's not on correctly, but we'll get it here. And then it got a high wind warning for tonight also. The winds are blowing up to 50 miles an hour, so my my good friends at work, by the way, for the new people, I work at Amazon. I drive the semi trucks out back of the warehouse. So I pick up empty and loaded trailers out of the dock doors and put them in the parking lot, and pick up empty and loaded trailers in the parking lot and put them in the dock doors. And I do that for 10 hours a day. And so if the wind gusts get 50 miles an hour or over, we cannot work. We have to go inside and sit inside and do nothing. Twiddle our thumbs, play on our phones, whatever. And pardon me while I get a drink. And so with the high wind warning, I'm guessing they're probably not working tonight. They're probably sitting on their conches. Let me text a friend real quick and see how they're doing out there. Just kind of see if they're working or not. All right, we'll see if we get an answer back. Okay, back to the deal here. So we added the 1x8 back onto that, and they want two. It looks like two 1x3s right in the middle where we added that addition to help stabilize it. So I will show you that here as soon as I add these. So we got the 4x10, then we have a 1x4 and a 4x10 here, and then they added the two tiles there in the middle just to help stabilize it and make it a little bit stronger there. So we'll do that to all 4 plates as well. See how this works. That in the right spot. I think I'm going to do that here. Yes, it did. Okay, we got that. That was on 234, step 234 on 106. Now we're going to 235, and we're going to add a bunch of, I don't know what you call these things. I call them a shelf. Little piece here, and they kind of got a backside. They're kind of a shelf piece. If you know what they are, you can put them in the comments if you'd like. Help out others however you want, or just to enter, just to be helpful to the rest of us. No smart comments, nothing to be harassing other people about. Just something to be polite and courteous about, just to help the rest of our Lego community out. That would be appreciated. And for those of you who want to be smart asses about it, you can be blocked and let go from the community, because I won't tolerate it. This here is a family-oriented group that we all want to be friendly and treat others how we want to be treated. That's my motto, anyhow. We got too much violence and too much animosity against one another in this world. We got to stop that. We got to be polite to one another, and that's what we got to do. Treat others how we want to be treated. That's the way I look at it. I want to be treated like I like everybody. I don't care what color your skin is, but we all bleed red in the end, and as long as you treat me with respect, I'm going to treat you with respect. And the minute you harm me or harm my family, that's the end of it. We're done. That's the way I look at it. And so, as long as everybody's good with me on that, and I'm good with you. So, okay, back to the build. Adding a bunch of, I guess, the hinges, or whatever you want to call them, the shelves on there. And there's a there's a couple 1x1s on there, and there's a black 1x1 shelf on there as well, and that's on the end like that, and it kind of looks like that when you're all done, like that. On the bottom, you can kind of see that laid over like that. All right. All right. Moving on. This will go on to 236, still on page 106. We're going to add some more tile to cover this up and make this a little bit stronger. Add some 1x3s and 1x8s. And then 1x2. That'll tighten that up a little bit. And here comes my friend now. Answer me. We're going to add some fences. Typical fence piece here. You can kind of see that there. We're going to put that on the end. Down in front. And let's see here. So we got your fence on there, just like that. So if you're looking at the top of it, it's kind of like straight out in front of you, but if you tip it down, you can see where I put it. It's down there in front. All right. So my friend is saying about the high winds. I asked him if he worked in the high winds. He goes, I'm sitting here with no moves, but I'm watching corn stalks fly all over the ground out in front of me. Last time I heard it was 36 miles per hour. This weather forecast hasn't been that great. We'll be lucky if we get any time off, he says. And let's see. Let me look at the wind right now. I've got 29 miles an hour. But the high wind warning, let me see here. We got wind gusts up to 70, so let me send this here. Let me send this to him real quick. Okay, back to the build real quick. Okay, on to 238, we're going to add another fence post right to the middle. And why they didn't add this the first time, I couldn't tell you, because they could have just added 5 instead of 4, but they didn't, so be it. Now we're going to add, this is where we're going to put the hinge pieces together. We're going to take the hinge and the hinge pieces and snap them together. And yeah, so that way they should work here. Let me make sure they work. Yep. So we're going to need 4 of those real quick. And there's 2. And, whoa, man down. Did I get it? No, I lost him. Okay, well, we'll pick him up in a minute. I'm good for dropping parts too. So, oh, they're slippery little boogers. Make sure you're working in an area where if you lose a part, you can find him pretty easy. I have like a cream colored carpet, so it's real easy to find parts. And when we built our house, I specifically asked the carpet people for a carpet where I could find Legos. I didn't want a dark color. I didn't really want a real light color that would attract dust, dirt, to make it dark, and something that I could find, Lego colors. And about the only thing you're not going to find in here is probably a clear Lego. And yeah, I don't know where it went actually. Oh, there it was. Caught in my shirt. Okay. So let's see here. Since I borrowed that one, let's see what my friend had to say real quick. He goes, yes, I've heard the forecast, but it doesn't seem like it's cranking up. Any winds around here yet? Their weather system is a joke, I think. We might get some winds here between now and the time I leave, but I'm not holding my breath. Ah, okay, well. All right, so he's not counting on the high winds, but I think he should because it's going to start blowing. Now, the other thing I was thinking about this, it said to have 4 of these hinges. Well, we're doing 4 plates, so the other thing that we got to think of too, since I stopped doing it, but I need to go back and do it, is to go and update. Let's see, what did I do here? Oh, I added this one already, so let's go to this one. Take the ones that we have not done yet, and let's get these ones done. So, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, so instead of 4 hinges, I'm actually going to need 16. So, let's so you're going to need 16 hinges. And then you got to finish all 4 plates also on this. So, all right. Here's that one for right now, and then we'll just go and keep building here. So I'm glad that everybody's here and joining us for, I'm not sure how many of you are here joining me, but I'm glad you are here if you are watching us. And for those of you who are here, if you haven't already, I do have a poll out there somewhere. I try to put it on Facebook and Patreon and X. But it's got the 12 items to choose from. I want to know, what is your favorite Lego theme? And I have 12 different categories, everything from Harry Potter to Star Wars to Marvel, Disney, to I think there's City on there. I mean, a whole bunch of different choices. And the goal is to find out what everybody's favorite is, so that way whoever comes in, whatever theme comes in first, I will then have another poll that will have the 5 kits in that subject line, and we'll have another poll, and then the number 1 kit out of those 5 that gets the highest number of votes. If I don't have it, I will go buy it. As long as it's, well, of course it'll be available because I'll make sure of that. I will go buy that kit, and then we'll build that kit live on video so that everybody can follow along if they'd like. And we'll go from there. I think the Simpsons are on there too as one of the choices because I love the Simpsons. It's truly amazing how the guy can write these cartoons and then 15, 16, whatever, 10 years down the road that things actually come true. And the way he writes the cartoons, it actually happens in real life. So it almost, tells you the guy's a time traveler, because to write a cartoon in a certain location, and then the thing happens in the exact same location, exactly how it happens. I mean, scene for scene, it's automatic. That the guy was actually there, saw it happen, and wrote the cartoon based upon what happened. It's just automatic. So yeah, it's creepy, but it's you know yeah. Okay, let me put the fences on these other three here. Get this part done and get it caught up and get the tile put on. And okay, what did I do? Okay, 1, 2. There we go. Weird. Okay. Say there's no way to really mess up that middle one, but I guess there is. Just don't put it on right. So, one of my favorite characters from The Simpsons is Marge, and I can actually impersonate her. And people are like, oh, I want to hear it. I want to hear it. So, I will impersonate Marge for you here in just a minute. And I always get the nurses and doctors and stuff, anesthesiologists, when I go to have surgery. I've had a lot of surgeries. I got knee problems and things, and so I always ask the nurses and the anesthesiologist. I said, while I'm laying there on the table, I always look up and you know, I always wondered how those pig's feet got up on the table. Spider pig does whatever a spider pig does. Go! Oh, now, how many times have I told you? Let's go to the Moe's and have a beer or something, That's what I always tell them, so. They always get a big kick out of it and seem to enjoy it, so. And that's why I like The Simpsons. Pretty good show. Yippers. Alright, I'm going to do the tile here real quick. And we'll finish that. And then once we get the tile done on this one, that'll bring me up to speed for the next step. Start using up our parts. We can move on. Move on, people, now. Oh, wait a minute here. This one does not go on. Put on the 2 and then I put on a 4, but that's not true. We got to put on a 2 and an 8 and then another 8 and then a 4. Holds it together better. Or a 3 actually, not a 4. Okay, so there we go. Got all that done. Now let's put the wedges, or not the wedges, but the hinges. Let's put the hinges together real quick. Both pieces gotta slack together here, or slide together, pop together, whatever you want to call them. So, gotta have 16 of these babies. I got 9 right now, so. Oh no, I got 7. Let's see, yeah, 7. So it will be just a minute here. Let's see, 8. There's 9. I think it's 10. I'm counting here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 11, 14. 15. And last one. 16. Okay, there we go. 16 of them. So we'll go back and take our plate and we'll put these back on. There we go. There we go. Okay. So now, just so you can see, you have the top, you got all your fences on, and these are all your hinges. They all bend forward here. You can see, kind of bend and bend back. So that's all that. And we got 4 of them over here on the other side of the tower. So now we're going to take, and on top of the hinges, we're going to take a 6 and an 8, and we're going to take and connect, let's see, the first 2 hinges, and then we're going to connect the other 2, or the other 3 hinges, and then put a single one on the last hinges. That's what we're going to do. So 6 on the first 2. And then an 8, well, actually, I think it's a 10. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, yeah, 10. It connects the other 3, and then just a single one just to cover it up, just to make it cosmetic, I guess, is probably what they're doing. I don't know. So, the 6 covers up 1 and 2. The 10 covers up 2, 3, and 4. And the 1 covers up the last one on 4. What we're doing here. I'll show you here in just a second as soon as I put it on there. So here we go again. So I took, no, that one didn't do it. Okay, so we took and put a 6 on here, and we put a 10 on over here, and then just put a 1 on the end here. So basically they're all kind of, you know, hinges are all kind of connected here, so they kind of all bend at the same time. If you can kind of see that, I don't know, it's kind of hard to see it, but then it'll all bend back up. Get it to kind of bends, oh, kind of bends back up, but they're connect independent. Whoa, well, it did bend, and it broke. Anything I touch breaks. You know, you guys know that by now. All right. Luckily for me, the gate didn't get very far away. All right. So, on we go. That takes care of step 240 on 107. So we're going to move on to bag number 31. But what gets me here, once again, I've got parts left over. Oh, wait. Yeah, what the hell? Because it says here, looking at this, okay, we did that. Maybe we're just going to go on and keep building it. Maybe that's what we're going to do. Oh, okay, yeah, never mind. My bad. 31's going to keep building on that, and we're going to attach these panels and stuff. So let me get in here. Get in the back. 31. Do some other things. Okay. All right, I'm gonna sneak into the drawer here. Get a little energy. Little Hershey snack there. Always got to have Hershey's on hand, or that, or Reese's peanut butter cup, or something on hand. So, quick break. Okay, bag 31. Bag 31. This is more of my favorite parts that I hate. This has got all these little, what I call propellers, or whatever, airplane plus signs, whatever, I don't know. But these are the ones that want to come off and break, and yeah. These things are no fun. No bueno if you're Spanish. Very little Spanish in this family. No bueno. No, no, no. I don't like them. A lot of window pieces in this, it looks like. Looks like a lot of 2x2 window pieces. And a lot of gun pieces, I guess you call them. I don't know what else they are. A lot of space guns or... And that's all that. All right, here we go, folks. All right. We're going to do this 4 times as well. So basically, we're going to take the 4 pieces that we have, and we're just going to build on it and just build them up, and then probably attach them somewhere. I don't know. We'll find out. So we're going to start with these, what I would call little space guns. I don't know if you can see that. That little piece there. Kind of, yeah, I can't really do it. It's going to fall out of my hand, but you see what they are. Little gun, little piece. 1x2 with a little post on them. We're going to start with that with a 1x2. Start with that. And then a window goes on top of that. And then another gun goes on top of that. And then my favorite part, which I dislike, all these propellers or plus signs, whatever, they go on all the points of the gun. So then you have a piece just like that. All right. And then each one of those, let me see here. So you're going to do 4 of those. You're going to do 4 of them, and it's going to go on there like that. You're going to do 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, I'm going to do that. You're going to do 18, or I mean, excuse me, 16 of those. So, get building, I guess you could say. I'm going to build all 16 of these first, and then I will put them on, and then I'll put them all on, and I can show you one. So it's repetition, repetition, repetition. That's all we're talking about here. I got 7 of them done, so let's see what we can do here. There's 8. There's 9. And I'll put all the spinny things on when I'm done with everything. I'll just drop them. Here. There's 10. Seven. 12. 13. 14. Unlike that night I had to do all the trees, I had to build, I think it was like 50 flowers or something, or no, 50 lampposts, I think. Oh my God. And then trees, though, trees were god awful. You had to build, oh my God, the trees are just monotonous. Those are bad. The trees were. If you people have built this Eiffel Tower, then you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't and you want to build it, more power to you. It's a lot of fun, but it's repetition. And yeah, one of these little trees here. Let's see, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then each one of it, let's see if I can see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think there's 6 flowers per each bud, and then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think there's 6 or 7 things in the tree stump. I think there's 7, and then there's 6 flowers per stump, so that's 42 flowers. 42 flowers that you have to put on the studs per flower, or per tree, or 42 studs per flower. And then there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 flowers. So 42 times 8. Yeah, have fun with that. I'll just give you a clue here. Let's see. 42 times 8. 336 flowers that you'd have to put on there. Yeah. Your fingers hurt by the end of the night doing that. So just like this is. Putting on all these all these plus parasail, these, whatever you call these things. Propellers, plus signs, whatever the hell they are. There's 4 times 16, is 64. And then trying to build all these, there's 3. Four. Okay, so let me finish this thing here. Now that I've got it done. Come on. Should fit right on there. Shouldn't have any issues. But it does. Okay, so there's your windows and your fans. Looks just like that. Looks like a giant wind farm. Pain in the butt, but there's the back of it. All right, so that's one completely done. And I've got, what do I got? 11 more to build, but I got the bodies done. I just got to put the fan blades on, I guess, whatever you want to call these things, propellers or plus signs or whatever the hell they are. There's 3. All right, here's the second one. Okay, just about done here. Got this one and 2 more. And then we can go on to the next step. So I'm currently working on step 241 on page 109, in case you're wondering, and are working on the same thing I am. Or maybe you worked ahead. I don't know what you've done. But maybe you've already worked this step and you're just sitting there waiting for me to catch up because I'm slow as molasses, which I wouldn't doubt, honestly. But here we go. Let's get this put on and so the other thing is when you're putting these on, you want to put them right over the hinge. So your 1x2 window frame or whatever sits over the 1x2 hinge. That's where you want it to sit. And you want to make sure that the fences are in the back and your fan blades or whatever you want to call them, the propellers are sitting in the front. I believe is the way it's supposed to go. Okay. Yeah. Fences are in the back, propellers are in the front. There we go. Okay, all four of them are done. Moving on now. We gotta go. We got this piece that looks like this. It's a 1x3 with 2 dots on top. Okay, and we're gonna do that and put a 1x2. Well, this is confusing. Oh, okay. We're going to do 2 of them with a 1x2 on the right side, two pieces with a 1x2 on the right side, and we're going to do 2 pieces with the 1x2 on the left side. That's what we're going to do. And we're going to put the pieces with the left side on the right and the right side on the left, just to confuse you even more. Yeah. All right. And we're going to put that on top of the 1x2s above the fans. And we're going to do that 16 times to confuse you even more. So you want 8 and 8 basically. You want 8 rights and 8 lefts. And that should be the end of your parts for that. And then it'll be bag 32, I'm guessing. And then we'll have to build some more stuff. Okay, so I'm going to go, let's see, I've got 2 for the right so far, so I need 8 of them. So there's 4. 5, 6, 7, and there's 8. Okay, now I'm going to go build on left side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm a piece short. Let's hope I have a piece. It doesn't look like it. And it looks like they shorted me a piece. Well, crud me. And I don't think I dropped one. Not this one. Doesn't look like they shorted me. Well, I can go get one out of my spare parts. I don't see anything here on my table where they might have shorted me. So I don't think I would have used it. Let me look up and see if I Make sure I didn't overuse it here. Let's see, 10. I guess they all would have been the same height and everything. So, you know, they couldn't have been any higher. Is what I'm trying to say. If I would have overused it, like, yeah, there it is, right there. So I did overuse it, like a ding ding, like a dum dum, dum dum ding ding. All right, so they didn't chirp me. I just overused it like a smarty. Okay. Okay, so that one's done. So we'll go over here, and now that one's there. That one's there. One is over here. This one is over here, right? And same thing over here. So remember, folks, the blocks that are, so you have a block that looks like this, if you can kind of see that. It's kind of on the left side, probably backwards to you on the screen. I'm not sure what the screen's showing, but it's on the left side. But you actually want to put it on the right side of your build. So the block is going to go on the left side, and the 1x2 is going to go on the left side, but it's going to go on the right side of your build. So it's just backwards. And then the bricks that are on the right side are going to go on your left side of your build, just opposite. So keep that in mind when you're building this section of it. It is just, how I like to say, bass-ackwards, because it can mess you up if you're getting in a hurry and not paying attention. Bass-ackwards. So, all right, that finishes up that section and that part. And that takes care of all my parts. Let's see what we're doing now. Section 32, and that's going to be using these things. And bag 32, it says. We'll see, and I got bag 32 right here. Lots of little things. Right, bunch of little parts, bunch of what I like to call the battleship eggs on here again. Trusty box cutter. Yep. Do that. That's why you gotta be careful, because I got parts everywhere. Parts and pieces everywhere. Done, and I got one more bag here. I can't tear it. See, that one tore real easy. How weird. One bag will tear real easy, next bag won't tear at all. I'm sure you've experienced that many, many times. So we'll try to get through this real quick. Sorting my little parts. Parts. Let's see. So a lot of little parts on this step, or this bag 32, I guess. So this one's going to take a few minutes to get cleaned up, I should say. Lots of little parts. So let's see here. I think that's it for that. More of these here. And those up there, these down here. Sorry folks about this, but I like to separate my parts. I find it much easier when it comes to trying to build stuff because it's easier to find. Makes it much easier. I know it takes a few extra minutes to do this, but in the end, I think it's worth it. That way, kind of like, you know, like I just found out in the end, there's like, well, you know, you come down to the end, it's like, well, I'm one part short. Well, let me go back and look at the steps I did. Oh, well, look, you know, I put one extra part on in the wrong area, and I found it pretty quick because I knew right where to look. You know, instead of saying, oh, well, they just shorted me a part, let me go get another one out of my spare parts. Well, maybe you're not a person that has spare parts like I do with a store, you know. It's very possible you don't have a store with spare parts. You don't build Lego, you know, kits very much. You know, you don't have a lot of money, you know. And honestly, I don't have a lot of money either. I just, yeah. If the wife knew things that, you know, some of you people knew, yeah, okay. Yeah, you wouldn't be married to him very long either. But, you know, what happens in the Chaz show stays in the Chaz show. How about that? Haha. I'm sure it'll get back to her someday. But, yeah, my spending habits kind of get out of hand at times. I wish they wouldn't, but that's just me, I guess. But I try to get them paid off as soon as I can and get back to a normal life until I find something else to buy. Let's see. Let's see up there, down here. Okay, we're just about ready. Got that down here, here, up there. All right. I think we got another whole pile up there. Crap. I think I'm just gonna leave those there and just dig those as we go. Okay. Try to get this going. We've been at it an hour and a half already, folks. And some of you are probably getting tired of it already, but I want to get going because tomorrow's my last day and I'm back to work again. And it's like we want to get up a good section of this and try to get going here because this is page 110 and this book ends on page basically 200. So we have roughly 90 pages to go. So I'd like to get through it before I go back to work on Saturday morning. So let's see if we can get rocking and rolling here. Maybe get several more pages done tonight and then get the rest done tomorrow sometime. Just get after it and just do it. Make a big long video tomorrow and finish up box 2 and then we'll start box 3, get her knocked out, get all 5 feet done, and we'll move on after the pole is finished with the next one. All right, here we go. Page 110. Looks like bag 32, which I just opened up, and step 243. And we're going to start with, looks like some flat tiles and some 1x1s. And I'm guessing, once again, that this is probably, if I guess, this says 8 of them. So let me just kind of look here. This has got 4. And then that goes at 1, 2, 3, 4. And you're doing that. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, then you're doing that. Well, this says, oh, that says 8. So this must be 4 of them. So I'm going to say 4 right now. Let's see. 4. This says 4, and then we'll be going from here. That's what I'll do. We need 8 of the arches because they're half pieces. That's why, and we'll need 2 for each half. That's what we'll do. So we'll go with 4 of these, and then we'll get going. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I don't think I will be. We're going to build 4 and keep going with it. But we're going to move on up tonight. All right. So 243 was the 1x8 and a 1x1, and then 244 was the 2x4 attached. 245 is a big long, I think it's a 2x16 here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 16. Yes, 2x16. We're going to attach that on to the end. We're going to do that 4 times. Say that fast. Oh, nope, can't do that either. Haha. Another stupid joke by Chuck. Okay. We got that. And now I'm going to start the other way. 4 of those. And 4 singles. 4 number 1 singles by Chuck. Taking you back again. Yeah, if you heard me singing, you'd hear the dog singing too. That's the scary part. Let's see. Yeah. People tell me I sing good. I think they just tell me that to make me feel good. Honestly. Yeah, you sing great. Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. I hear people clapping. I think that's when I'm walking out the door. They're like, good riddance, sir. Okay, so this is like this. This piece is like this. Hey, look at that. It matches. I just flip it over and it's like magic. It hooks on up. Here we go. Okay, I got those 4 hooked. That was 246. 247 here. We're going to put a couple clips and some 1x1s on. Now, which way these clips go on? Okay. Looks like right here and right here and 1x1 is up there. And another 1x1 up here. Okay. And we're going to do that there. And then we're doing like a 1x4 with some clips on it right after that. And then a 1x1 with another set of clips after it. And then we're doing this kind of cuckoo here. Wait a minute here. What are we doing? Okay, single that, and that piece on there. Wait a minute here. I messed something up here, folks. Getting ahead of myself. Okay. So I've got the clip, 1x1 single, and then a double clip. It's a clip with a 1x1 and another clip in there. And they want it on both sides, which I did. And then we're going to go looks like another single 1x1 tile and another clip there, and then a 1x2 sideways on there, and a 1x1 down there, and a 1x1 tile up here, and 1x2 tile sideways like there. And then we're going to skip 4 blocks, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then another 1x2 sideways, and another 1x that, and another 1x1 sideways, that, and then what is there for the clip? Just a single clip. Clip there, and another single 1x1. There we go. Okay. Now, a whole bunch of goofy stuff here. Looks like a hinge with a dot, and the dot has a post in it. It's kind of in the end. That's what it looks like. And it's going to go in the third one. Okay. Then we got a hinge in the fourth one. Just the hinge. And then just the dot over the cap. And another hinge over the cap. And just another clip. Wait. No, just the hinge. Where's this thing? And then hinge and cap. Like that. Okay. And that takes me to 113. Oh, and there's another one down there. Let's see, what are we? Okay, let's see. That one is a battleship peg and a hinge. Let's see, what is that? Okay, it's one of these. That goes here, and probably down there. Sorry guys, when I'm talking to myself, I just talk my way through all this. just so I can see what's going on, because we got to do all this like 16 times, and it's just a lot of work, and I don't want to mess it up, but it's a lot of work. So, and I can kind of talk you through it too. So we got the dot with the pin on it, the battleship peg, and the hinge on the end. So, battleship peg, the hinge, the battleship peg, and the dot with the peg on it. Then we got the hinge and the battleship peg. Got the hinge and the dot, just the hinge, and just the dot. And then over here, it just goes in reverse order. The dot, the hinge with the dot, the hinge with the battleship peg. And then the last one is the hinge, the battleship dot. Oh, that one folded over on me. Darn it. The battleship dot and the dot itself. If it quits folding over. There. And the dot itself. Just like that. And then what it says to do is to kind of bend everything inward. So it kind of makes like a rounded, so it's kind of a rounded shape, kind of like that. And then what it's saying to do is we're going to add this track. Let me see how this is going to work. I'm not sure exactly how it works, but we'll figure it out. Okay. So now it's saying what to do is take this track that it gives us here, if you can see that, and it wants to take this and it wants us to kind of put it in here like this. So I'm going to look at this for a minute, see if I can figure this out. It wants us to take that, I think, one by one. And it's probably this one instead. Okay, so like that. this one goes. Oh, wrong way. Wrong way, Stevie. Good thing I'm looking at it. And like that. There we go. Okay, so we got it on there. So there you go, like that. Now if you look down in there, it's probably very hard to see. Let you look at it there for a second. So what we got is down here in there, we have just the dot, just the hinge with the dot, the hinge with the battleship peg, and the hinge with the battleship peg and the dot here by itself. So we got one, we got two of them here, and we got two of them in here. And then the blank space, and then we have where the two pieces come together, and it's got a 2x2 piece on top, a tile on top, a blank space, and then it starts over with a double, and a single, and then you got your big arch. And we're going to do that, from what I understand here, we're going to do this, let's see. Well, this says 2 times, but let me see what we got here. Now we're going to add some other parts to it and stuff, but we're going to take and add this to the other 4. Because we need 4 of these things, and so let me go back to the beginning here and see what we got. I did that, This is times 2. I'm guessing we need 4 of these things because we got, let's see, if I did 2 there, that'd be 2 and 2. Yeah, so we need, we need to do this 3 more times, and then we can go on from there. So I got these other ones done up to here. So let's see, where were we? Okay, right there. So we're going to go over here now, and we're going to start working on this. And start putting in the rest of the fun. All right. So it's just more of the rinse and repeat cycle. And yeah. So once I get these other ones done here, then we can move on and see how these arches are going to go onto the tower and how it's going to all work together. If we're going to have problems and things are going to fall apart, or if it's going to go easy peasy lemon squeezy. And we're going to be done for the evening after we get these things added. Or we're going to go get a glass of milk and we're going to cry over it, because we're going to throw the glass of milk on the ground and start crying. If you've ever heard that expression, cried over spilled milk, because I guarantee you I'll throw that milk on the ground faster than you know what. And yeah. Dump bump. Okay. And I'll be crying over that stuff because, yeah, it's going to be no fun. Because I'm working too damn hard here to let this tower fall apart. You know, I've watched several videos of people just pick this damn thing up and walk down their 2 flights of stairs with it, or walk upstairs 2 flights and by themselves carrying the damn thing without assistance, without any boards underneath it. And don't tell me it's CGI or AI or whatever. And they go, ta-da! Look, I didn't spill a part. It's like, you just want to reach out and slap them, you know, and just go, it's not fair, you know. Because me, yeah, I would have gone up 6 steps and would have tripped and spilled the damn thing and dropped 10,000 parts and into the wall, and yeah, that would have been the end of it. Because I would have picked up what's left over and threw it into the wall and probably had to repair the drywall when I was done. Because, yeah. And I wouldn't have been doing it just to get people to watch my video. It would have been, yeah. I don't do that. I don't destroy things to get people to watch my videos. If I drop something and it destroys it, it was truly an accident. Let me tell you, yeah. I don't get mad very easily, but if this thing drops while I'm carrying it, if I had to move it, yeah. And someone's filming it, yeah. You're gonna see the devil inside, because it's gonna come out of me real fast. Yeah. He is not gonna be a pretty man. He's gonna be an angry man. Yeah, very angry. So we'll go ahead and keep building this and quit worrying about dropping it, because from what I understand from my niece, this Eiffel Tower is going to be sitting right smack in the middle of the table and it ain't going anywhere when we're done. So that's the good news. Because once the company is open and we're just doing parts, we really don't need the table. Even if we buy a bunch of tubs with spare parts, because I got a kitchen table out at our bar that we can use for sorting and stuff, and we can also sort in here as well. So yeah, it's no big deal. We've got plenty of room in this house to sort. So no biggie as far as sorting. And like I said, once I get this room all cleaned up and things organized and put away, and we'll have plenty of space to to put parts and put stuff away. So okay, here's my singles. What do I need for singles? 2, 4. Need one more here for right now. Come on, where are you, Mr. Single? Mr. Single. Do 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 do. Okay. Do 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 do. Okay, then we need a couple more of those right here. Right here. A lot of work to put these things together. But kind of cool if they would come out with something that's more than 10,000, but you might think I'm kind of crazy, but I did order a Chinese miniature Lego part kit, and it's a Chinese vase or vase, however you want to say it. But it is 22,000 pieces, and the vase stands so big. And it's not big Lego pieces; it's the miniature bricks. 22,000 of them. Yeah. And you're thinking, man, you friggin' crazy to even think about ordering something like that. I was like, man, I got nothing better to do with my spare time but sit here and yeah, you're right. What was I thinking? Yeah, dude. you were thinking, were you? I'm like, nah, not really. And what the hell are you gonna do with it? It's like, give it to the wife for anniversary or something. Then again, it's not tin or aluminum, because I think that's what a 10-year anniversary gift is this year. Is tin or aluminum, and I guess Legos don't work for that. So I don't know what the hell I'm gonna get her. So anybody's got any ideas? Think, help me with that, would you? Just thinking about that. My wife's and mine 10-year anniversary is this August, and traditional wedding anniversary gifts for 10 years. Look it up. I think it's aluminum or tin, something like that. I need some wedding ideas. And if you have a business and you sell wedding gifts and you just happen to have something for sale that's aluminum or tin that's unusual or something that somebody else doesn't sell, let me know. Send me a link to your site and I'll come shop. And maybe I can find something on your website. Let's help each other out. So I need a 10-year wedding anniversary gift. So if anybody has any ideas out there, or you have a website that you're trying to look up business, hey, send me a link. Send it down in the comments. I'll check it out. And or DM me and or PM, private message me. And with your link and your information for a 10-year wedding anniversary, traditional wedding anniversary gift. That's what I'm looking for. Like I said, I believe it's aluminum or tin. Yeah, I might be wrong on the tin, but I know it's aluminum for sure. So, oh, drop piece. There's that. So, there's that one, and then we need 6 more here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. So, drop it again. So, I might have to go to work tomorrow night. It is my day out tomorrow, but I'm taking 5 hours off of work Saturday night because of the snowstorm. I don't want to work in the friggin' cold outside. And I did work almost 3 hours tonight, like 2 hours and 40 minutes. So I have to work another 2 hours and 30 minutes probably tonight if I can, if it's available. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's done. And that'll make up my 5 hours, and then I can take Saturday night off and not lose any time. So that's my goal anyhow. So now I need let's see, 6 battleship. Yeah, caught it. Ha! 6 battleship ones here. Battleship with the hinge with the dot on the end. That's what I need. We're getting closer because you can see that I'm running out of parts of there, but I have a lot of hooks yet. Running out of hooks. Still got a lot of parts left, so I know there's a few things left to do, but we're getting there. And it's 3, so we do 3 of them. Well, wrong one here. This is the 3rd one. And then the 2nd one is just the pin and the battleship pin is what I call it, and the hinge. So I need 6 of those too. So I need battleship pin and the hinge and the dot. I need three more of those. Then I need the battleship pin and the hinge. I need six of those. Finish up the rest of it. So, and the dots on that. So, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Get these on. I'm gonna put all the pins and I'm gonna put all the pins and hinges together first, because they all get put together one way or another. I don't know if I might have enough, and then I'm gonna put the pins in the bottom. There we go. Okay, so now we can hook these all on. Let's see, these all go on the back. Okay, now these three here. Well, the pins go on the back because they're the biggest. I already got the pins on the other side, so now I just need the battleship pegs. I had to take the pins off. Okay, there we go. Okay, now we got those done. Time for a candy break. Reese's Pieces. Okay, but in the meanwhile, let's see. That's going to be the top, and these get. The top get the 1x2 on them. And you can tell the tops on these slides, whatever, the roller coaster, whatever you want to call them, I don't know, arches, because they have the point at the top. They have the points at the top of them, and they get a little 1x2 over the top of them. That's how you tell the tops, is because they have the pointed arch at the top. That's how you tell the tops of those. The bottoms are going to be the flat ones or the smooth ones, and they're going to come together with the other side, and they're going to get a 2x2 they're going to get a 2x2 on that one. So you got to bend them all forward here. And they go on the second snap on it. They go in very easy. Once you kind of get it in there, you can see where it goes and get it snapped together. So There we go. And so now I've got, here's your arches. I got all four of them here, as you can see. Got all four arches built. So, and then I've got the other four pieces of this built. And the arches here are going to go on top of this, but there's a couple other pieces to put on top of it and stuff there. I'm going to take a quick candy break here. I got a couple of Reese's peanut butter cup Easter eggs, whatever. Yummy. Always good to take a break. Keep talking, keep working. Going to put us on page 116 in step 254. And it looks like we have to make some more add-ons. We need some hinge arms. We need, let's see, 2 per one, so we need 8 of them. So 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, with little caps here, dots. 2, 4, 6, 8. So let's see, set these down here. Pop the other egg real quick. It's always good to eat all sugar. Keep your blood sugar up there. All right. Set these up. And then, just look at it, we got to do 8 of the hinges with the battleship pegs and the dots. So I'm going to get another 8 here. I got 2, 4, 6, and 8 of those. And then we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of those. So these ones get stuck in the bottom. The battleship pegs get stuck into the dots this time. So I'm just going to kind of do that real quick. We need 8 of those. There we go. And then those 8 are going to go into the hinge. So we got 4, 6, 8 of those. And those are going to get stuck into the bottom. The battleship piece will get stuck into the bottom of the hinge piece. So stick those in and lay them down. That way I know they're done. And they're going to go on this. I'm going to add on to this here in a second. I'm not sure exactly where yet, but we'll look at it and figure it out. Let me build these other ones too. there we go. So this is for step 254 on page 116. I'm going to figure out where we're going to put these at now. It looks like on the back side of this roller coaster. Somewhere. Looks like one on one side and one on the other, but I got to look at where. I have no clue where. I guess it's going to clip on. That's what it looks like. Okay, so it looks like the first thing, so if we're looking at this, it looks like the battleship peg is going to go on this side, and it's going to be the first rung after the end of the other one, so right there. So it's going to be like right here. And then the smaller one is the hinge and the peg, and it's going to go at the top, way up here. And both of these just clip on. So like that. So you got longer one, and then the other side over here, you're going to have the long one here, and then the smaller one up here. So we'll just do that real quick. And we got to do that to the other three as well. So there's that. And like that as well. So you got your longer one here, and your smaller one out there. So one there and one there. And that's what we're doing. After you make them all, that's what you're doing. You're attaching the long one to the next ring in line, and attaching the short one to the last ring on the top ring, basically at the top. And that's what we're doing. There we go. Okay, so all 8 of those are done. Get it done pretty quick. All right, now we're moving on to step 255 on page 117. And this one involves a couple pieces. So we have these inverted 2x2s, and we're going to do this, looks like 8 times as well. There's 2, 4, 6, and 8. I'm going to slide these back so I have some room to work. And then we have the clip, and probably 8 of these, I'm sure. 5, 6, 7, 8. This is gonna use up our parts finally. Looks like we're gonna have a few parts left over. That's always good though. And then we got more clips. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so this one, I'm gonna go This one is being a little difficult to put on, being the inverted part. Don't know why. There they go. But just take your time, I guess, and just you'll get them on there if you put the piece on just right, and then kind of give it some oomph. It'll slide right on there. But if you put it on kind of awkward and then sit there and try to force it, it won't go on. All right. Oh, and by the way, I think I've mentioned this in my other videos, but I haven't done so tonight. For all you new people who have decided to jump on and see this video, you haven't seen any of my other videos yet, but you decided to jump on and see this one. If you could please hit that like and that subscribe button, that would be wonderful. You'd be doing me a big favor. My ultimate goal here is, it's not to make money from YouTube. My ultimate goal is to get to at least, at minimum, 1,000 subscribers. And that way I can ask Lego to be an ambassador for them, in hopes so that way I can get Lego to send me some of the newer kits, so that way I can build them for you, hopefully a little bit faster than I'm doing this one, and that way I can show off the newer kits to you and present them in a more fashionable way and give you a sneak preview to what Lego has coming up, coming up in the near future, and how things work. Like just recently they announced the Star Wars versions with the vehicles and the figures, how they all talk to each other and everything. Looks pretty cool. I just ordered my set. Got it delivered to me, and unfortunately, to my surprise, opened up the box. First time ever happened. Opened up the box, and the boxes inside were crushed. And the outside box was perfectly fine. Perfectly normal, everything. But the ones inside looked like somebody at the warehouse had stepped on them before they put them inside. Honestly. And I had to call up Lego to get a return label, and was on hold literally for 45 minutes. And that was not good. And I dropped the part. Oh, there we go. I dropped a couple parts or something. Okay. But anyhow, and then, come to find out, I got the label from Lego, printed it out on a new laser printer I got, and slapped it on a box, and promptly deleted it from my email. And then I was having problems with my email, saying my memory was full, or my limit was full, so I emptied out my my trash and everything, and my niece went and mailed the box, and they said I didn't have the entire label on there. So now my label's no good on the box. The label I had in my email got deleted, and then got permanently deleted. So guess what? I get to spend another 45 minutes on hold with Lego, because I need them to send me another copy. Not unless it's on lego.com. That's very possible. I didn't even think about that too. So I have to go on Lego and look. Let me look at this here. This is something weird is here. Let's see what we got. Yeah, okay, that's gonna go face down. I don't know. What did I do here? Yeah, good, okay. I'm glad I was paying attention. So it looks like we got to do 2 that way. Let's see, 2. Let's see, so we got 4 of them. So I got to do 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, the other 4 I've got to do reverse because how do we do this? I got that there. Okay, I just got to reverse. Got to reverse the monster here because we're going down the other way, I guess. Lego says you got to reverse it or it won't work. Go figure, Lego. Thank you. I'll go check out Lego later after we're done, though. But guess what, folks? We're at 2 hours and 23 minutes, and I want to get this done because, well, we're almost finished. We've got just a couple more steps. We're going to attach these to the other part, and then we're going to put them up underneath here. And it's going to make it look beautiful, I hope, as long as things don't fall apart. Keep our fingers crossed. And then bag 33 is going to make a giant square. 34 is going to add to the square, which I think we can do pretty quick. 35 will add to the square. It's just building a square. Shouldn't take very long to build it. Just adding to it. Bunch of bricks around a circle. Adding a fence. Yeah. I don't know if we can get all the way. That's going to take a lot, but we'll see. We might cut it off tonight. And let's go ahead and get this put together, add it on. I think we'll cut for the night with that. And then tomorrow we can get the next level built. So let's get these put on. Let's see where they are. Let's see. I got to go approximately... I don't know exactly where they're not showing. Let's see, it looks like the 3rd rung down. Now, what are they doing here on the next page? Once you snap them on, then they have to lay down. Okay, they lay flat. Okay. Now, I'm going to snap the 3rd one and lay it down. Okay. Over here and go 1, 2, 3. And layer down. Okay. So what we're doing here, well, let me show you over here, I guess. So what we're doing here, we're counting up here. We're going 1, 2, and then on the 3rd rung here, taking this, snapping it on the 3rd rung. Here it's snapped. So now it's sitting up. Then you want to take it and lay it back down. And it'll kind of push down your piece there, but then it's laying flat. And that's going to help you attach it to the next step. And you're doing that on both sides. The 3rd rung, attach it, and then lay it flat. So, 1, 2, 3, lay it flat. We'll take the 4th one over here. That wind is a howling out there. We do have the high wind warning, but we'll see how the wind's howling now. See how it's going. Real quick. The latest and greatest. I got the northwest wind at 32 right now. I'm sure it's gusting. Doesn't say what it's gusting at, but no, not daily, hourly. Let me go to hourly, guys. Come on. Feels like 19. Let's go to hourly. is hourly. 32, 2 a.m., 31. Yeah, the wind's actually calming down. 27, 25. Wind's calming down now. It's at 32 right now, but by 6 a.m. it'll be down to 22 miles an hour. So, okay, that's it for 255. We popped our things in place and laid them flat. And that's 256 where we laid them flat. 257 now, it says to just lo and behold, attach them to here, but it's not much of instructions. It just says, boom, attached. Lovely. It doesn't really give much detail of how to do it, but I guess we'll figure it out, won't we? So, yeah, I love Lego, how it just says, lo and behold, and draws a red line and says, here, attach here. It works. Trust us. It doesn't tell you exactly where. It just guesstimate, you know. Maybe, let's see, that line just past there. Yeah, right in there maybe. Maybe. Well, see, then all you got all these propeller blades, which are sticking up above the sequence, you know, in the way. That's why I hate the damn things, because they get in the way. And maybe, no, don't. Right there, I think. I think I got it. Hey Mikey, I think he got it. What a pain in the ass, but I got it. Is that down? There we go, folks. I got it. Okay, so there you go. That's how she looks. Cool there. All right, and then we turn it around. I'll show you the other side. It looks really cool. All those little propeller things on there, and the blades, and the roller coaster thing, and whatever else. Okay, that's one done. Let's see if we can get the other three done without cracking a smile here, huh? Grab a stick of juicy fruit. Yes, grab a stick of juicy fruit. Let's see. I think it goes right there. Right about there. Let's see. This is very difficult to get on there because there's really nothing to, how do you say, grab and attach or push on without, you know. Make sure, the one thing you want to make sure of, which I'm finding myself, this is not in a book or anything, it's just my own personal finding, is all these little propeller blades are not up above the pedestal here. If they're up above or in the way or anywhere, try to turn them out of the way, because that's going to help sit your platform down. If they're up anywhere in the way, just especially right here in the middle, just kind of push them down out of the way in the middle and get them out of there. I'm seeing that as a big problem. And then try to line it up. And I'm looking here in the back, and you got the single one, and then where it breaks here, you got this 1x4 and then a break. And that break has got to go about right between the two, there's like the two dots here on the window. Right where that brake is at is where the first window's going to go. And once you get that set, it should just kind of fall into place. And then you can just kind of walk it along and snap it down, and then kind of push your other things down here. And push your things down. Now what happened? Let's see. Oh, this one's going to go. Yeah, like that. And this one's like that. Okay. So there you go. There's two of them. That's how I'm finding it. So get your propeller blades out of the way. Kind of get them down in the middle. Put them down the middle, and then grab this, and then where you see that brake at on the bottom tier. So on the bottom tier here, you look at the bottom brakes, and there's a brake right about here between I guess you got a single one, a 1x4, and then there's a big long brake here on the 1x16. So the 1x4 and the 1x16, there's a little brake right here. And that should line up with this first 1x2 here. If you can see that right there on the top. There's the two dots there. Put that brake right between that brake right between the two here. And once you do that, it should snap on, and then the rest of them can go on real easy. You get that started, set it down, and then just kind of line everything else up and just kind of push gently, and everything should go on. And if it doesn't, well, just work with it gently. But I'm finding that is the best way to get it on. Nothing's breaking, nothing's falling apart. You know, I'm not applying a ton of pressure, but just enough to get it to make it work. And like I said, nothing's breaking. Well, then a piece of fence came off, but if that's it, that's wonderful. So, but everything else is staying on, so I'm happy with it. So go over here, brake. It's also where two of the bricks are coming apart. You'll see on the bottom here. There's the 4 and then the real long one. So right where this brake is at right here, you can see that brake. That's also where this brake is here. So put this brake right here on this brake right here, and that'll go on there just smooth as glass. It'll just attach, set her down, and then just slowly give it pressure, and that baby will just slowly start sinking on there, and it should go right on for you. There you go. Not too much pressure, just enough. Okay, so there we go. All 4 of them are done. That was on 257. 258 says to flip it over, I guess. Flip each one over, and then 259 says to put the arches in, and it's like, ooh, but it doesn't give you much. Once again, it just shows you red and where to go, and there's not much much to go on, really. It just says, you know, upside down and pop it in, but truly, and it's got to have all the fan, all these fan blades facing outward, according to this. And I'm guessing all these plates here must hook underneath here. And it's looking like they stick out. Yeah, they're all sticking out about well, let me take a look here. Let's take a look here real quick. If they're sticking out, yeah. Okay, they stick out just as far as the rest of the, so you probably can't see really good, and I can't really show you, but it's the top of this here, and this is sticking out here, and this is sticking out here. I don't know if you can see how far that's sticking out. I don't know if, I'll try to raise the camera up here a little bit. Try to lift it up and show you over the top. But so you can see here how far this is sticking out over here. And so when I put this piece up over here, they want, and it's not fitting real well, but they want this plate here to stick out just as far as this one is. That's all the further it's supposed to stick out here. So I will work on it here, and let's hope to God that the Eiffel Tower stays together, you know, all in one piece here. So we'll give it a shot. Hang on here. I got stuff on the floor behind us. There we go. Now I can move stuff around. Okay. Get the camera lined up again. Sorry about the movement, guys. We're just trying to have stuff on the floor. There we go. Okay. Now I'm going to try to work on this, but like I said just a minute ago when I just tried it, it did not go in there. So we're going to try this again. Maybe right, I don't know where this is supposed to go in, because these towers are not fitting. At least it did not fit in that one. And not in that one either. It's not even close to fitting. I'm off by, good grief. I am off by half an inch. And this one I'm off by, oh, good quarter inch. And that one's a good half inch. I'm getting these parts in. I don't know how they're supposed to go in. I have no clue. I know where they're supposed to fit, but yeah. This one kind of fits, but not really. It's supposed to fit right in there. Yeah, there goes one part. Yeah. So where it's supposed to fit and what it really fits is, yeah. I don't know what to tell you guys. I might have to stop the video and like get one of them to fit, and then, you know, kind of tear it apart a little bit, and so you don't see the disaster. And then once I get one to fit, then we'll come back, and we might come back tomorrow or something. But right now, it's not fitting. And I'd hate for you to see the disaster happen, you know, with everything that's going on. Because, like, that's even come off, so. All right, I think that's going to do it for tonight, guys, because the parts are not working. At least that one's not. Let me try another one just for craps and giggles. Yeah, that one's not fitting. And as you see, you know, they're not fitting. They are way too long to be fitting in there. I mean, the arch fits, but the cosmetic part, the top of it is way too long. That tells me that the arch is bent too far. It's got to be up or something. It's the way it's bent. Maybe it's not on these parts, you know. So I must not have it. I must not have this this band here at the top on right. And it almost looks like I don't. I can, yeah. I can see it now. This band here at the top has to be more on the inside, and these towers need to be standing up further, and that's my problem. But if I take these off, these towers want to fall in, so it's, yeah. Yeah, I can see it already just looking at the book. It's got to be almost two levels in, not even one. See, I got it on one level, not even two. Yeah, okay, I see my problem here. Well, I can try to fix this. Let me see here. If I loosen this, could be a disaster, folks. You know, pray for me. Let's see if I can loosen this and try to fix it. There goes that. Let me go to the next level. If I can get each level loosened, and well, even this is not working. Let's see. It's got to go 2 and 2 there, right there. Okay, if I can get each level loosened without a big disaster here. Well, then the parts will fit, and then we won't have a problem. I think that one back there is fine. Well, not really, not all of it, but we'll see. Sorry if I'm in the way, but gotta fix this somehow. There we go. Now it is 2 inches there, but outside here it's not. Yeah, now it fell off again. There we go. There's that. Okay. Now we got 2 inches all the way around. Now let's see if it fits. Just by moving that a little bit. And look at that. It's tight, but it fits. Or almost fits. There we go. Oh, it does. That did work. There we go. Okay, folks, I guess we're in business. Yeah. I don't know about the angles of it, but I can work on that later. So, just moving that a little bit, and it made it work. That's incredible. That's crazy. How you can move just the top of it just a little bit, and it worked. But as you see now, this is off. But there's a hinge in there too, so I think the hinge has to move. So had me worried there for a minute, but then I got looking at it, I was like, wait a minute, okay. If if I move this, this should work. And it does. It's amazing. Okay, we are good. There you go, folks. Wow. How? Like Mel Allen in Major League Baseball, if you ever heard of him. How about that, folks? Wow. Got it on there. Now I just got to worry about the angle and the tilting of it. That looks fantastic. Wow. I even impress myself sometimes. Good grief. You know what? After that, I am like, I think that's enough for the night. Because I'm like super stressed after that. Now that I got it in there and it didn't fall apart on me. Because I'm sure there's some hinges in here that I got to bend or something to get this to pull out or something. And it's like, but I got it in there and it's secure. Yeah, here it is here. Bending it out. Yep. There it is. No, it just came off. Great. I don't want that to break off when I'm bending it. That's what I was afraid of, is to bend it. Yeah, see, and it pops off. I don't know what the hell. I try to bend it. It wants to pop off back there or underneath here. I can see where it is. It's like, I thought we had hinges in there, but all right. Yeah, we're going on 2 hours and 50 minutes here, folks. I think we'll cut it down for the night. I'll work on these hinges and try to get this pulled out, and then we'll go on to step 260 tomorrow. I'm sure we can work on it, and we get this put in and get this tubing put in. And once we do that, step 33 through basically the end of the book is, well, not even the end of the book, really. Let me see where we are here. 37, bag 37. I thought we were, I believe, yeah. So the next step up basically is helping to build, 33 is helping to build part of the next part of the building. Yeah, 34, 35. Let's see where we are. 30, where's 36 at? Basically building the big square of the next section up. 36, yeah, it just keeps building. 37, just building the next part of the tower. But it's all square. And then bag 38, just kind of filling it in as we go up, adding to it. Bag 39, adding windows to the tower. Then you got bag 40 is adding more windows, more pegs. And then that's it. At the stage 345 is basically the top of it. You got a nice big square. So we're at 260 going up to 345. And we're at 122 going up to 200. So 77 pages. 199, I guess, is the last page. 77 pages, but it's pretty much a giant square once we get this put in. So figure out the hinges part and get it pulled out and get this tubing put in. And yeah, once the tubing's put in and it's all stabilized, then it's one giant square going up. And then once that's done, it's all building, baby. And we'll be going up. So, all right. Thank you again, folks. Remember, hit that subscribe, hit that like button, and join me again for day 9. And we're going to go up, up, up. We're moving up to the uptown now. So thank you again for all your time, all your courtesy, all your love. Appreciate it. Stay safe, stay warm. And we'll carry on. Day 9 coming up soon. Good night.